The mainstream media, of course, isn't focusing on this. What they're not focusing on as well is two important revelations that I want to talk about with you. First of all, Comey essentially confirmed that the Steele dossier, that's the dossier, the anti-Trump dossier, Christopher Steele wrote. Fusion GPS put that together and contracted Steele. Hillary Clinton and the DNC paid Fusion GPS, that whole shebang. Comey essentially verified or confirmed that the dossier had not been fact-checked. They did not verify it before they used it to obtain these spy warrants. My question to you is, in the intelligence community specifically, America as a whole, how is that not against the law to use unverified information to spy on Americans?
It is against the law. I mean, that's the bottom line. This was opposition research paid for by a political campaign, which was produced for a purpose, for a very specific purpose, to undermine the political opponent. James Comey did two mistakes. First, he took information which was clearly political in nature. And secondly, most importantly, Liz, he actually took information from a source who we now know was being fed information by the Russians. The Russians fed Steele disinformation for the very purpose we're seeing, disrupting and undermining our democratic process. This is the collusion. This is the collusion everybody's looking for right here. And it is illegal for campaigns to pay foreign intelligence organizations for information. That's another thing that Comey should have been investigating immediately. Instead, he took the information as if it was produced by an intelligence service. If an intelligence service produces this, it's valid. You go through a vetting process. I'm familiar with the vetting process that things like this go through. And then it's presented to legal authorities, DOJ, and the courts for purposes of expanding investigations. None of that happened here. And most importantly, and this is a very important point, Liz, the requirements of Executive Order EO 12333 requires that had these investigations been opened, and if what he's saying is true, which I believe it is, Trump is not the target. Trump is innocent in this process, and it's required that Trump would have been notified that the FBI had suspicions of individuals in his campaign. It's required. The only place, Liz, you can get a waiver on that requirement is the White House, is the National Security Council. So, and I've had to work these sort of things, so I know exactly what's required to get a waiver. So one of two things happened here. Either Comey decided that he was going to break all the rules on his own, or he had the belief that he had top cover from the White House to do it. And that's where we need to start looking, is who at the White House was aware of this, and did they authorize him to deviate this severely from the known laws and existing policies which oversee these sorts of investigations.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.